This is Lewis Hart for the Ring Magazine. Delighted today to be joined with Ben Shalom after Adam Azim's destructive display against Sergey Lipinets. Obviously just wrapped up the press conference there. Real exciting and big statement from Adam out there today.
Massive statement. Joy to watch. The setup there. There's masters at work. He's a master at work. His shot selection, his punch power, his volume. He can fight. He can fight in the inside. He can fight at distance. I mean, the way he moves around the ring's incredible. Sergey couldn't get a shot off, and phenomenal performance, mature performance, but a world-class performance, and so exciting that he's doing this at 22 years old. So exciting.
When you look at the way that he stepped up as well, it feels like after almost every fight it's a better performance. That must be so exciting to see, as you say, the O'Hara Davis performance, and then now against a former world champion like Lipinets. It must be so good to see the levels keep stepping up. Yeah,
I mean, to see a fighter improving so rapidly in the professional game is not something I've seen before. He started and he was phenomenal talent. It's just got better and better and better. And every fight he's able to try different things, try new things, gets better. But tonight was truly magical, I'd say. It's like I said up there's no one I enjoy watching more. I think he's just a complete fighter.
Yeah. Did have to pull you up on a comment you made there. Don't feel like he gets the respect that he deserves from the media in a sense?
No, definitely not. I think
would that be because we would ask him a lot of Dalton Smith questions and that?
I think the fact is he's carving out his own career. He's doing it faster than anyone. And I just feel like sometimes in this country we're always looking for reasons to pull someone down, for reasons to say why someone's not as good as they are, and he'll just keep proving people wrong. And I think for me it's time for British boxing to get behind him. He's a superstar. He really is. And it's not often you get world class fighters, from these shores in that division that can go over and take over. And I'm just sometimes sat there thinking, this kid is so good, and I think people need to appreciate it, let him develop and let him go on and achieve amazing things.
Well, I know you talked about the respect there from the media, but as a promoter, it is right to ask you about future fights and when it comes to promoting fights. Do you feel like, especially with what Adam said in the ring there, saying Dalton Smith, I hope you're watching, it is building for an exciting fight and something we could see in 2025?
Definitely, and it is. And I think the frustration from Adam really comes from he's got this fighter that probably he was watching before he'd even turned pro, and it's not Dalton, is it? It's the promoters, and I think it was just a message to say, look at who he's fighting, look at the performances he's putting on, he's levels above, and that was the message. And of course, I believe the fight will happen. It's a fantastic fight, and there's plenty of massive fights for Adam Azim in the next 12 months.
When is the right time though for that fight? Is it when
look, let's be honest, it's when it makes financial sense for Adam Azim.
When do you know that though?
When
do you know what I mean?
Someone's willing to put up that sort of money, and I think it's a potential pay-per-view fight for Adam Azim, and it's a fight that he's extremely confident with, and so we want to make sure we get it right for him. That's our job. That's our duty, and I wish people, as I say, could get behind Adam Azim, and I think they are. His fan base is amazing, but I just think the general media need to realise what we got here, and it's rare, I guess, to have a 28-year-old calling out a 22-year-old, but he's handling it well.
Just touching on the undercard as well, someone I've always been impressed with, Lucas Rohrig. I thought he was decent tonight. Yeah. Is there a future of him on Sky?
Absolutely. I think a star was born tonight. I think he is something. We obviously have a lot of history in the cruiserweight division, but to have a 21-year-old like that, I love it when they come in young. I love it when they turn over young. There's still time to improve, and with George Groves as well, it makes for a great story. And he looks the part, he is the part, and great, massive future.
Well, Callum Simpson's return at Oakwell. Who would you want as an ideal opponent? We know Liam Cameron's out the equation. I mean, he said certain names like Pacheco as well.
I love a big American name.
Yeah.
And
there's not really that many.
It was a really entertaining fight tonight, and it was a great fight. It was good for him to be in the ring with someone like Elvis, who brought so much attention to the fight. But he was on 3 weeks' notice. Obviously, he wanted to have a scrap tonight. You could see that in the first couple of rounds. It made for an exciting fight. Oakwell next. We got to get a big name for him, and I think and he will sell that out.
Another thing I did want to touch on, tonight wasn't on Peacock in the US. What is the latest with that?
All it was the bandwidth issues for the Royal Rumble. It got put together late, and in the end that was the priority for them tonight.
Chris Eubank Sr. made comments on his YouTube channel when he was speaking about the fight between Junior and obviously Conor Benn, and he said that the fight won't happen because it breaks the rules. Didn't have any response or reaction to them comments.
Not everyone connected with Chris Eubank Jr. is going to be upset at the last minute request on the around the second day weigh-in, of course. And I was waiting for Chris Eubank Sr. He's a father. The fight is happening. It's something between the fighters, and it's something that you'll have to ask the fighters about. I've spoken on that in the past.
But when Senior comes out with these comments, do you ever see it as a distraction for the fight? Because he is a big name, and his words do hold weight. In terms of the media.
No, I think it builds the fight even bigger. I think it would be amazing to have Chris's dad involved. Look, I'm excited because of the amount of attention around this fight, and for me, Chris Eubank Jr. is going to walk through him, and so Senior involved in the fight is great. I've got a lot of respect for him. It's good to see him back and well, and of course he's just a father concerned about certain things.
Before I do let you go, Ben, I did want to ask you about Georgia O'Connor, a fight that you've promoted and been on shows a lot, obviously diagnosed with cancer. I'm sure you'll have her full support. Yeah,
lovely girl, and someone that we worked with in the past, and still remember her coming on the shows, and I just couldn't quite believe it when I saw it. Shows it can happen to anyone, but we're completely behind her, and I only saw it, I think, today or last night. And we'll be in touch with her this week and do everything we can to support, and hopefully she has everyone around her that she needs to get through it.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant, Ben. Always a pleasure to speak to you, mate. Really appreciate you taking time.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Top man. Thank you. Cheers.